Not everyone requires an iPad Pro or a Galaxy Tab S8 Ultra, high-end tablets with thousands of features, cutting-edge specifications, a plethora of accessories, but also a price tag that is prohibitively expensive for the majority of people. Huawei understands that, for most people, the tablet is simply a convenient window into the world that must be replaced by the smartphone for a few simple tasks that are more comfortable to perform on a large screen. This is where the Huawei MatePad SE comes into play, which in its 2022 version aims to become the tablet to recommend to those on a tight budget who still want a product capable of satisfying his desire for multimedia in his hands. The MatePad SE is a light and thin tablet designed to be used comfortably by all family members for extended periods of time. It is thinner and lighter than its main competitors, such as the Samsung Galaxy A8 and Lenovo M10 Plus, with a thickness of only 7.85 mm and a weight of 440 grams. The dual-tone finish on the rear shell is pleasing to both the eye and the touch. The largest part is made of metal and encompasses 3 of Huawei's 4 tablet bezels, providing a sense of solidity and robustness previously found only at the top of the market. The thinner plastic strip allows the powerful antennas to transmit their signal continuously. The back is matte, but the black coloring shows several fingerprints. If you dislike seeing fingerprints on the back of your devices, this tablet will undoubtedly require a cover. Cover, which is not required to protect the MatePad SE's life, is built solidly and is capable of withstanding minor domestic accidents such as a fall off the couch. The bezels around the display are thin enough to give the MatePad SE a modern appearance while remaining wide enough to allow for a firm grip during use. The keys are all conveniently located on the top side of the tablet when used horizontally. We would have liked to have found a fingerprint reader, but it is not present, even though this optional is practically non-existent in this price range. This means that if you set an unlock password, you will have to enter it every time you use the device. The display is unquestionably the most important aspect of a tablet. This is why you choose to use this type of product instead of your more uncomfortable PC or smartphone with a much smaller diagonal display. In this case, Huawei has done an excellent job by mounting a display with undeniably interesting features on this MatePad SE that will never make you regret purchasing the tablet. It has a 10.4-inch IPS LCD panel that is large enough but not too large to be uncomfortable. Technology ensures great viewing angles, bright but accurate colors, and blacks that are not absolute like those of an AMOLED but are still very deep. Furthermore, it is a panel with a touch-sensitive layer laminate, which reduces the distance between the glass and the actual display for far superior visual quality than a base 2022 iPad. The resolution is 2000 by 1200 pixels, which is higher than Full HD and translates to a pixel density of 225 ppi on this diagonal, which is excellent for a tablet in this price range. The very granular panel's brightness can be adjusted using the 4096 brightness levels. If there is one thing to emphasize about this tablet, it is undoubtedly the display. Viewing photos, videos, online shopping, browsing social media, and more broadly all common sofa activities are really enjoyable, and we have never felt the lack of something extra, if not perhaps an update frequency higher than 60 Hz, which is certainly not essential for the product's target user. They present 2 powerful stereo speakers to complete the immersive viewing experience, though the arrangement of the grills would suggest that the number of speakers is actually 4. Not bad considering the MatePad SE still reproduces sounds very clearly, with adequate power, and with powerful bass for an excellent cinematic experience. Personalization of the listening experience via Huawei HIS 10 8.0 enhances the tablet's already more than adequate audio performance, which, due to its peculiarities, appears anything but cheap when used. Huawei had to make choices and compromise on the hardware installed in this MatePad SE 2022 in order to provide users with an excellent tablet for entertainment at a decidedly low price. So don't expect a powerful processor or a lot of memory. The tablet has enough to make it enjoyable to use for simple daily tasks and nothing more. The Snapdragon 680 is a mid to low-end chip that is capable of decoding video streams in high resolution for streaming multimedia content from popular services. However, it is not a chip designed to break benchmark performance records or allow you to compete in the most complex games. It's clearly powerful enough for most of the games in the Huawei app gallery, but heavier titles are out. It is sufficient for a quick game with a puzzle game to pass the time or for interactive games aimed at children. It is a tablet aimed at a broad segment of the market with a limited budget, a segment of users who only need the tablet to play high-quality multimedia content and ensure smooth navigation on a large screen. And it is certainly more than adequate for the MatePad SE. The RAM memory is 4 GB, which is more than enough to hold everything the device is capable of doing, while the internal memory is 64 GB, which is small if you want to keep a large collection of movies offline but more than enough if most of your activity takes place in the browser or via streaming. With this type of hardware, the 5100 mAh battery is adequate. Several days of battery life can be obtained with moderate use. Obviously, this is dependent on the brightness of the display, which is the most energy-intensive component of the MatePad SE. There is 10-watt charging, which is fast enough that you don't have to wait hours to use the tablet again after a full discharge. With half an hour of charging, you get several hours of use. A single 5-megapixel f2.2 and focus camera is placed on the back, useful for scanning quick QR codes or documents but nothing more. The front camera has a resolution of 2 megapixel, which is sufficient for recognition during video calls, and is located on the long side, which is very convenient. We've said it before, the limitations of Huawei smartphones are less obvious when used on a tablet. A mail manager where you can read your mail, a photo gallery, and a browser for everything else are more than enough in a tablet designed for home entertainment like this. HarmonyOS 3.0 has a lot more to offer. Multitasking on the 10.4-inch display is comfortable, and the ability to run 2 apps side by side comes in handy for most users. Some applications can run in a floating window, which is a useful feature for anyone at times. Connecting to other devices with the feature Super Devices is quick and easy, though to fully utilize it, you must have smartphones, earphones, or laptops from the Huawei ecosystem. The new HarmonyOS version differs little from the previous one in terms of aesthetics or functionality, but it builds on a solid foundation by expanding its capabilities. New ways to interact with widgets, as well as the ability to run 2 instances of a single app side by side, are welcome additions. Google services are obviously missing, but using a tablet's browser and web apps to access everything we need is far more convenient than using a smartphone. Parents can then use the tablet to protect their children's health and keep them under control, thanks to Kids Corner and all of the useful features it includes, such as posture alerts, bumpy road alerts, and usage timers. Finally, who is this tablet intended for? At around $200, I'd say it's affordable for everyone. It's designed specifically for anyone who wants or needs a tablet with a low barrier to entry. Who is this not for? This isn't for power users, who use tablets as laptop replacements or do a lot of productivity work on them. But for those who just want a simple tablet to leave in the kitchen to look up recipes and instructional videos while cooking, or something to lend to the kids when they want to play games in the car, or simply an IPS display dedicated to consuming media, this is the device for you. The Huawei MatePad SE is adequate for you and should serve as your starting point.